Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. It has been ages since I've done one of these videos. As you can tell from the title of today's video, I'm going to be doing a budget walkthrough. So literally the last budget update I did was back in July when I did my walkthrough, but for the month of August I did a whole digital detox, so I was pretty much offline for the whole summer. I've done a couple of videos talking in brief about my digital detox, but I've got a video coming out soon where I'm really going to break down why I did the digital detox and the lessons it taught me and what I experienced during that time away from online and from social media. So if you're interested in seeing that video, definitely subscribe to my channel because that video is going to be coming out shortly and you don't want to miss it. But in today's video, what I really want to do is bring you a budget update. It's been a while since I've done one of these budget videos and I thought it would be good to kind of share what's been happening, how I spent my money over the summer holidays, and kind of get back on track with bringing these monthly budget updates to you guys. So yes, this update is going to be quite a lengthy one because what I want to do is recap July, talk about what happened in August, and then talk about my spending plan for September and where I'm tracking at the moment. It's going to be a lengthy video. I'll put timestamps in it actually so that you can fast forward to the part of the budget that you're interested in seeing, or you can just watch the whole thing from beginning to end. It's really up to you. But without further ado, I'm going to jump into my budget and show you guys exactly what's been going on. Okay, so looking back at my July budget, so just to recap, July was the month where it was my birthday, my husband's birthday, our wedding anniversary, and there was just a lot going on in the lead up to the summer holidays, so it was quite an expensive month. So I'm just saying that just before we go into the numbers and you see how the money's been spent. So just starting off, we started off with an opening balance of minus 56p, and that's the lowest that we've had in terms of an opening balance for a very long time, so I was really pleased with that. And so the month started off well in terms of the income that we had available to spend that month, so it meant that all our money that had been accrued in June was available to put towards our budget plans for the month of July. So what I'm going to do now is look at the actuals versus how much we said we were going to spend. So if we start off with groceries, straight away you can see that there was a big overspend there, so we ended up overspending by £60 on groceries. Now this was back in July, so I'm not too sure why that was, but it was probably to do with the fact that it was our birthday, and then also takeaways was an overspend. So yeah, food is always the area that gets us when it comes to our budget on a monthly basis. In the month of July, it was a big overspend. Usually we're over by maybe £20-30, but not over by over £100, so that wasn't great. So moving on to the next category, we had home, and our mortgage was paid the same price it is every single month, which is £1,057.21, and our overpayment for the month was £100, so that's above the £1,057 that the mortgage payment principal is. That's just the extra money that we put on top towards paying down that mortgage. Moving on, we have utilities, and utilities came in as budgeted. That's the one budget category that you can bank on is going to be correct month on month because it doesn't really fluctuate and change. Given is something that we do. Every time I say that it makes me laugh, but yeah, given is something that we do on a regular basis, but we don't disclose the exact amount. Moving on, we have subscriptions, and subscriptions came in pretty much bang on money with the exception of TV license. I don't know why that was under, but I'm not going to complain. It was under by 6p, and then Canva was also under by 32p. So moving on to transport, and I remember saying actually in my July budget walkthrough video that we were going to over budget for transport just because of all the activities that were going to be taking place in July with our birthday, anniversary, etc. that was happening. And it was a good thing that we did do that because our budget was over the £70 that we usually allocate to petrol, but it was under the £200 that we actually allocated to petrol. So that was actually good for once that we over anticipated how much we were going to spend on petrol, because it then gave us money to put towards other areas of the budget, which was good. Like that overspend that we did in food, for example, that kind of covers that deficit, so that was a good thing. Train, we budgeted 60. Again, that was me doing calculations as to how much I thought I was going to spend on transport during the month of July. That was me trying to be proactive and pre-planning all our travel expenses for the month, and me doing that definitely worked a treat because again we were able to find an extra £25 in our budget. And then also parking, again I over budgeted. Fine. Oh, fine. Every time I see fine, I'm thinking it's a fine, but it's not a fine in this case or on this occasion. This was actually congestion charge going into central London twice, and then car wash. The car wash has gone down. Like, can you actually believe it? So the car wash that went up from 10 to 15 to 16 has now gone back down to £15. I literally had to ask the guy again, like when he gave me back my £5 change, I was like, is it not £16? And the guy was like, oh no, it's 15. But I was like, last time I was here I was charged £16. and the guy was just shrugging his shoulders like he didn't know what I was talking about. So I don't know what happened there. Maybe that guy that took my payment last time just pocketed my £1. I don't know. I guess I'll never know, or I guess I'll find out the next time I take my car to the car wash. But yeah, it was £15, which was great, so I was really pleased with that £1 saving. Transport was one area in which we came in under budget, considerably actually, under by £84.30p. And then we move on to fun and entertainment. And as I've mentioned previously in these budget videos, fun and entertainment is something we allocate at the start of the month, and that money is distributed to our different pots, so that money goes straight away irrespective of whether it's spent in that month or not. So the kids' money goes into their pot, my money goes into my pot, my husband's goes into his, and then we do what we want to do with it throughout the month. So it's up to you, spend it, save it, it's gone from the family budget. And then we move on to insurance. I think I might have mentioned actually in my July budget that I made a mistake here with the life insurance cost. I hadn't factored into the equation the fact that we were now paying for funeral cover as well as part of our insurance, so our household insurance premium was going to be going up. And then the parents' life insurance still hasn't come out, so I don't know what's going on with that. My husband's on the case to kind of find out why that payment hasn't been taken, because it definitely should have been taken but it hasn't, which means we had that extra £30 in the budget, which was great. And then moving on to nursery, that was paid as budgeted, £455 for my son's nursery. July, once again, there were no miscellaneous expenses, which was great. And then moving on to tax bill, that was 900, God forbid, it was £91.12p, and that was paid, and we've got a few more payments left this year, and then that will be gone, thank God. And then we got sinking funds, which we budgeted £302.80p for. And then investing, we budgeted £300 for that in the month of July. And then if you see the grand total, you'll see that we came in over budget by £2.43p. So still not quite the zero that we wanted, but I'm definitely not mad at just the £2.43 overspend, especially considering the fact that July was indeed an expensive month for us and so much was happening. The fact that we were able to kind of stay close to our budget overall was really good, and I was really pleased with that. So that was just my recap of my July 2021 budget. Now we're going to jump into August budget, and I'm going to show you exactly how I got on with my spending for the month. So as you already saw from the July close budget, we started the month in a minus, and it was minus £2.43, which wasn't ideal, but it's been worse in the past. If you've been following my budget videos for a while, you know that we've had really serious overspends. So moving on to income, and that's obviously blacked out as we do. Moving on to our expenses categories, and let's start off with groceries. And the budgeted amount for groceries for the month of August was £180, and once again there was an overspend. So not quite the £60 we overspent in the month of July, but it's still an overspend that we didn't need to do. But August was a good month. That was the month obviously that I was doing my digital detox. I wasn't online creating content. Instead, I was enjoying some holidays with the family. We went away actually. We went on a trip. We stayed at a caravan park. Like, I've never done that before with the family, but it was absolutely amazing. The boys had literally the best time, and so did I, to be honest. I never thought I would actually enjoy being in a caravan, but it was a really nice caravan. It's not like what I thought it would be at all. They've really modified it. Like, it was really good. But that did eat into our budget for the month of August, and obviously the kids being home for the summer meant that they were consuming a lot more too. So yeah, I think I can give myself grace for that overspend on groceries. Takeaways, however, that is taking a mick. Like, that is disrespectful. We did too much in the month of August when it came to takeaways, and that's because I spent too much time enjoying with the family and not enough time in the kitchen cooking, and I paid the price for it. So our overspend was from £40 to £208.59p, making it an overspend of £168.59p. I think that's actually a record for me. Like, that's literally the most we've overspent on takeaways before. But yeah, we had a good summer. Let's just say I really enjoyed it. It's time to get back into my training because I've been so slack this summer. I haven't exercised, I haven't done anything. I've just literally just been enjoying and eating and just having fun, which is not great. Well, it was great at the time, but now I'm dealing with the consequences of it. But back to work now, back to being serious, back to being disciplined, back to budgeting, back to cooking food at home and not eating out. There's rice at home. I need to start cooking it for my family and stop buying takeaways. So yeah, August, I spent a lot on takeaways. Lunch, didn't spend that much on it, although I didn't budget for lunch, so I shouldn't have spent anything, to be fair, but £3.25 isn't too bad. Costco. Listen, when I created the budget at the start of the month, I budgeted to go to Costco. The plan was go to Costco and buy all the bits that we had run out of, and I set myself a £150 budget for that. Now, when you go to Costco, you buy things in bulk that are going to last you a very long time. But what did Tolly go and do? She went to go and spend that Costco money on those takeaways. So that money, which I should have been spending in Costco on things that would last for 3 months, I wasted it on takeaway, which literally lasted a day, in which I ate it and was out by the next day. So yeah, that was a big L on my part, and yeah, that was really naughty, to be honest. But I'm gonna do better come September, because August, I don't understand what happened. And now what that basically means is that Costco money that we didn't spend in the month of August on what we were supposed to spend it on, come September we're gonna have to find money in the budget to cover this cost. And yeah, it's not good. Spend the money on the thing that you're supposed to spend it on, so that later on you're not having to find money to pay that money back, because it just doesn't make sense. So I'm a bit annoyed at myself, but at the time when I was enjoying, I wasn't thinking too much about the consequences of what I was doing. Toiletries, I budgeted 40 and we underspent, so that was the one area out of the 5 in which we came in under budget in the month of August. But yeah, what can I say? I had a good summer. I've said it like maybe 10 times, but I really did. But now we're getting back on track, okay? It's coming up to the last quarter of the year, and it's time to really pull up my socks and really get disciplined with these finances, so that I can at least end the year on a high. That is the plan. Watch this space. Moving on, obviously mortgage cost is the same every single month, so 1,057.21p. And then overpayment, we allocated £229.92p to it for the month of August. And council tax was 140 as usual. Water, electricity and gas, again, it's the same every single month, so that was 160.15 as budgeted. Given, again, something that we do on a regular basis, but we don't disclose the exact amount. Subscriptions, they were pretty much bang on the money, bar Canva, which is always variable each month because it's US dollars. It varies and fluctuates month on month, so you never know exactly how much it's going to be, but it's never over £10, or at least it hasn't been for the past number of months, at least since early this year anyway, as far as I can remember. So I always budget £10 and it's usually under, and then I make a few pennies saving. And then let's move on to transport. So August we budgeted £130 and we actually only spent 20, and that is not because petrol was so cheap, it's because we had put so much in petrol in the previous month and hadn't driven as much as we thought we were going to drive, so there was still money left in the petrol tank. And we also used our sinking fund that we had saved for the trip to pay for the petrol, which meant we didn't actually end up having to use the petrol budget that we had set aside. So that was good. That was a big saving, which we definitely needed in order to kind of make up the difference in the overspend from the food category. So that was good, that we was able to save money on petrol. Train was £1.55, and then parking was £20. Moving on to fun and entertainment and our allocations for August. We allocated slightly less to ourselves, so in the previous month I think it was 240 or 250, and in the month of August it was 200 that we allocated to ourselves, and then £50 to the kids each. And then insurance was life insurance, we budgeted £60 and that came in at £60, and the parents' life insurance still didn't come out. Again, my husband is on the case to kind of figure out what's happening with that insurance situation, but at the moment, as things stand, the payments haven't been taken, so that £30 wasn't spent in the month of August. And then nursery, so you see that the nursery fee's actually gone down from last month. So I think last month it was like £455 and now it's like £364, and that's not because his nursery fee has gone down, that's just because last month I totally forgot about the fact that he actually gets the 20 hours tax-free childcare allowance. So it basically means that for every £80 that I put in towards his nursery fee, the government tops up £20 of it. So last month I literally paid the full amount when I didn't need to, whereas this month now I've just paid the £364 and then they're gonna top up the balance. So yeah, that's why it's gone down slightly. So it's not even slightly, actually, it's a nice little saving, I can't lie. So I was really happy with that. Miscellaneous, we had some serious miscellaneous expenses for the kids. I can't even think what the expenses were now in August, but just know that those kids cost us money. I guess it was just the activities and stuff beyond the £50 allocation that they had each. I think given that it was summer holidays, it probably would have made sense to allocate a little bit more for them because they were doing a lot more than they would do during the school year, for example. Tax bill, yeah, same as every single month. That's £9. I swear the last month I said 900, now I'm saying 9. It's £91, but yeah, £91 12p. So that came out as budgeted, and yeah, we've got September, October, November, December. So 4 more payments and then that will be gone, thank God. And then sinking funds, we allocated £229.92, and emergency fund we allocated £197.43, and then investing we allocated £432.92 to our investing accounts, and then we also added money to the kids investing accounts as well, so that was £40.60 each. And yeah, that was our budget for the month. So even though we overspent in a few areas, we ended up coming in at zero, and that was just because it ended up balancing itself out. We were able to save money in some categories, which basically made up for other categories in which we overspent. So yeah, I was so gassed to finally actually come in under budget, or should I say bang on budget with my budget. After doing it for so long, for the first time ever, the numbers actually made sense in the end. Even though we kind of messed up in certain areas, we were able to pull it back in at the end, which was fantastic.